This is a reply to RogueCombatant's new channel. I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you didn't go anywhere permanently. And I thank you for the invite. I know we haven't had a lot of conversation back and forth, but I really enjoy your videos, and we definitely at some point need to get together and have a few beers because we're so close. And I wanted to reply to just a couple of your points in your welcome redux. The one thing is I wanted to just say is that drama is going to happen. People are going to get, as you like to say, butt hurt, and they're going to want to stir stuff up. That people just being people. Not everyone does this, and some people do it and some people don't. I don't know the rhyme or reason, but it's going to happen. I personally just ignore most of it. I haven't had a lot of it. Well, you poke your finger at the truther girls and you're going to get some drama. But you just ignore the crap and move on. So, but I understand not wanting to be involved in drama, but it's going to happen. The other thing was about Atheist Town. Your last video, you were asking what do we think would be different if the town was all atheist or the country was all atheist. And I don't think it would be really that much different. Well, actually, it's the difference that I see in my head initially is going to be to do with the law and how that's worked or how it hasn't worked. The Christian, Judeo-Christian biblical influence on law has been about punishment and retribution and suffering. If someone does something wrong, you want retribution and you want them to suffer. Eye for an eye, burning in hell for all eternity for doing a minor offense. I think a society not based on Judeo-Christian values would be less about punishment and more concerned with prevention and rehabilitation and education. If you did something wrong, if you did, say there was a rapist and a murderer and they did, there's going to be a segment where, yes, they will go to jail and they will stay there and be re-educated, and I'm not even sure. But I know there is a medical issue. The majority of people aren't rapists and murderers. So there is something in their brain, either from their upbringing, where their parents have screwed them up, or their family, or something happened in their head that screwed them up, or they have some chemical imbalance that will at some point in the future be repairable. So I think we'll still have places for violent criminals because we can't do anything with them, but for offenses like theft or drugs, I don't even get into drugs yet, but regular offenses, it'll be more about prevention and rehabilitation and less about just punishment. And that won't be because of the law, that will be because the people aren't brought up to want punishment. They'll be brought up to want them fixed or society to be happy, and they will understand that punishment, like prohibition, doesn't work. So that's just my take on the whole atheist town. The other point that you were making, or made briefly, was about atheists berating or belittling or poning religious people, and how you don't think that there's any value in it. I think there is, up to a point. I choose not to, well, I do some berating, but it's very mild. But it's not, I'm not trying to convince the person that I'm criticizing. I know I'm not going to convince them. My hope is that someone that sees the video, that may be on the edge, will be able to decide better one way or the other what sounds more plausible. And sarcasm and ridicule is a fantastic learning tool. And it shouldn't be the only tool that we use, but I do see the value in it. And I think that's all I had. I'm off to the BMAs. I need to iron some clothes and scrub some barnacles out of the cracks. And then I'm off to the Brevard Music Live Awards I've got some really good friends that are competing in that, and hopefully they'll get some awards and a little kudos. So I'm glad you're back, and have a fantastic night at school.